Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Motordrome Speedway. This evening, K-Site presents the NASCAR Whelen All-American Series. 5 divisions of action strong, plus a makeup feature, the biggest event of the season, rained out from last week for the Wyotech Open Wheel Modifieds. At this time, we ask that each and every one of you please rise up from your seats, and gentlemen, remove your caps for our opening ceremonies. This evening, we will have an invocation delivered by track photographer Howie Bayless and the singing of our national anthem by Stephanie Knight. Here to join us for opening ceremonies this evening to present the colors in the 100th anniversary of Scouting, we are proud to welcome Pack 1562 from Bell Vernon, Pennsylvania to the front straight this evening. Howie?
Race fans, before we start, I'm going to ask for a moment of silence in honor of Clara Lasky. Clara was Stan Lasky, our promoter's mother, and Piney Lasky's wife. Amen. Tonight's racing program is dedicated in memory of Clara Lasky. Dear Lord, as we gather here for a night of entertainment, we ask that you keep your eyes on all the drivers, pit crew, and fans. Racing's very dangerous, but we're here for entertainment and enjoyment. Please let the drivers be safe, the officials and pit crews also be safe, and may everybody have a great week. It is in your name we pray. Amen.
Please remain standing for the singing of our national anthem by Stephanie Knight.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
To bring you up to date on the current condition of one of our regulars here at Motordrome Speedway, the driver of Napa Auto Parts Street Stock, number 74, Jason Holder. We are pleased to report that after suffering severe injuries in a motorcycle accident over a week ago, Jason has been moved from the Johnstown Hospital to a rehabilitation facility. As Jason's father takes their family number 74 race car around the speedway, we will be asking the drivers to come up into the grandstand areas, both front straight and back straight. And we will be taking up a collection for the Holder family. The money that will be collected here this evening will directly benefit Jason's family and all medical costs that will be incurred on Jason's long road to recovery. We ask that you race fans are generous according to your means in supporting a family that has supported the local racing scene for so many years as former Pure Stock champion and Street Stock winner. Jason Holder will continue to recover, and any help that you race fans can provide will be greatly appreciated. The driver of car 74 suffered injuries in a motorcycle accident, and with his father presenting the colors around the speedway in their family Street Stock, a car that has been so familiar to Jennerstown Speedway and Motordrome Speedway fans, Again, happy to report Jason was moved from Johnstown Hospital and is now in a rehabilitation facility with a long road to a full recovery. And if you race fans can pitch in to help this evening, it would be greatly appreciated by the Holder family. As drivers are now making their way across the front straight to collect, once again, this collection directly helping the medical bills that will be incurred by the Jason Holder family. First across the speedway, a couple of our female competitors, including street stock rookie Jason Holder's counterpart, Terry Schwartz, and the most recent winner in the Charger division, Kristen Ettling. Another of Holder's door-to-door competitors. The driver of car 18, Jeff Zellweger, coming trackside. And again, we will have drivers making their way around the hillside and onto the back straight. Thank you for your support of Jason Holder and his family. As drivers continue to make their way up to the grandstands, I've just been told that the HB Motorsports team, Howie Bayless, and all three of their entries will be donating a proceeds of their winnings. A portion of the paychecks earned by the HB Motorsports teams this evening will be donated to Jason Holder. And as the drivers are climbing into the grandstands, we're going to head down to the beautifully prepared number 74 street stock. And Mr. Holder, if you'd like to say a few words.
Thank you, everybody. Appreciate what you've done for my son. Thank you.
And a heartfelt thanks from Mr. Holder, the team owner and crew chief of the number 74, as we will be awaiting the day that Jason Holder once again straps behind the wheel of this machine for street stock competition. And race fans, we thank you in advance for all of your generosity here this evening. As Paul Urso next to make his way across the speedway to collect for one of our fallen heroes here at the Motordrome Speedway. Thank you all. And Adam Kostelnik in 00, Brian Shipp in 40, Jonathan Heilman in 15, and the biggest event of the season for the Wyotech Modifieds is underway. Billy Rebar in car 18 and J.P. Weiser, the two youngest drivers in the field, leading the way with veteran Gary Scott in car 16 in the third position, challenging beneath Weiser for second. Lap 1 is in the books, and officially the race leader is Billy Rebar, the flying fireman, looking for a career first feature victory. Wheel to wheel with veteran Gary Scott. Here comes Lonnie Hoffman making a 4-car battle at the front of this field. And in turn 4, the lead changes hands. Gary Scott now leads the way. Gary Scott with 2 victories on the season in car 16 has less than a car length advantage between himself and Lonnie Hoffman in 96. Hoffman also a 2-time feature winner. Rebar back into the 3rd spot now. Chris Brink gets way up high. The leaders make contact and Brink gets into the wall. Chris Brink, the current points leader in the Wyotech Modifieds, pounds the outside concrete. Coming out of turn 4, and car number 3 is well off the pace. As that action was happening, the leaders were making contact, and Hoffman loses 2 spots as a result while trying to steal the point position from Gary Scott. It's now Billy Rebar in 2nd, Hoffman in 3rd, J.P. Weiser in 4th, rookie Pat Hanley in 5th spot, driving a car that has been at the championship chase 6 consecutive years. Adam Kostelnik was the driver, and now Kostelnik pulls up to the rear bumper of his previous ride in the 00. Working lap 5 of 35, and Gary Scott opening up a huge lead over this field. Lonnie Hoffman reclaims the 2nd position. Flying fireman Billy Rebar 3rd, rookie Pat Hanley 4th, J.P. Weiser 5th, and it looks like turn 4 is treacherously slick. We saw the points leader slide up to tag the wall, and it looks like turn 4 could be a problem spot in the warm daylight sun of this makeup feature event, rained out from last Friday, the crown jewel event for the Wyotech Modifieds. Battle for 3rd now, Pat Hanley and Billy Rebar, both of those drivers looking for first career wins. They touch on the front straight. Hanley and Rebar get together, but they save it. Both cars pointed the right direction. Adam Kostelnik now just behind this group. Makes a pass of J.P. Weiser. 17 car now back to 6th. Weiser's a 2-time heat winner here at Motordrome and has a feature win at Lake Erie this season. But he is losing ground to 6-time champion Adam Kostelnik, who's looking to challenge his former ride to the outside. The new HB Motorsports 00 of Adam Kostelnik, closing in on the Viglione Motorsports number 60 of dirt track stock car convert, Pat Hanley. Hanley now trying to challenge Rebar for 3rd spot. This 3-car fight on lap 9 is for 3rd. Kostelnik to the outside. That car got away from him just a little bit on the back straight. He had to back off to gather it in. Kostelnik and Hanley battled for a feature victory a couple of weeks ago, and Kostelnik got his first win of the season, his first for his new team. Kostelnik, who's had double-digit feature victories each of the last several seasons, got his first win recently and is challenging his former ride with Pat Hanley at the controls. Right now it's Billy Rebar having an outstanding drive in 3rd spot, holding off the 6-time champion and the 6-time champion team with rookie Hanley. Lead battle, however. Lonnie Hoffman has reeled in Gary Scott here on lap 12. The hometown hero in car 96, the former street stock ace. Closing in on veteran Gary Scott. A 35-lap event. You've got to wonder if anybody's saving tires, as this is an unusually long distance for the Wyotech Modifieds here tonight. Kostelnik now into 4th spot around Pat Hanley, as the leaders are separated by less than a car length coming out of turn 4. A pair of 2-time winners showing the way. Gary Scott, the Swissvale Music entry, sponsored by the Clarks. Out in front, the former go-kart racer, the former dirt track modified racer. And look at Hoffman challenged to the inside on the back straight. A thrilling duel of veteran drivers. Now Scott has a couple car lengths advantage, so we'll look at the battle for 3rd position. Adam Kostelnik now goes to work on Billy Rebar. Rebar among the youngest competitors in this field, and Kostelnik the 6-time champion. Will Rebar get a podium finish in this, the biggest event of the season? Or will Kostelnik, on the strength of a recent victory, climb higher in the point standings? Here on lap 16, Kostelnik looks to complete the pass into turn 3, but Rebar hangs tough on the outside. Now Brian Shipp is the man on the move. The driver of car 40 has passed the damaged Chris Brink number 3, has passed Pat Hanley, and he pulls up to the rear bumper of Rebar. Brian Shipp with 1 victory this season. His big brother Bobby, also a winner this season, has already dropped out of this crown jewel event with the 04 car. Now younger brother Brian to the inside, wheel to wheel with Billy Rebar in turn 4, and will take away the 4th position on lap 18 officially. Rebar back to 5th, so it's Kostelnik, Shipp, and Rebar completing the top 5. And up front, the interval holds steady. Coming out of turn 4, about 2 car lengths, maybe 3, the advantage for Gary Scott over Lonnie Hoffman. The lead duo has more than a half a straightaway advantage over this battle now between Brian Shipp and Adam Kostelnik. Shipp, who was rather silent for the first third of this race, now coming to life in car 40, gaining positions in a big way as we are on lap 20 of 35. Brian Shipp in 4th and closing on the 00 of Adam Kostelnik. Kostelnik has been the arch rival of Brian's big brother the last couple seasons. We got a caution flag on the speedway. Caution flag is out. Debris coming out of turn 2, the reason for the caution, as Jonathan Heilman heads pit side to join Bobby Shipp out of competition in this event. Brian Shipp on the outside. Billy Rebar will restart 5th alongside Chris Brink. Green is out. 15 laps remaining in the crown jewel event of the season for the Wyotech Modifieds. Rained out from last Friday night, kicking off K-Site night at Motordrome Speedway. And look at the jostling for position up front. Brian Ship on the move. Ship has passed Kostelnik and is challenging Hoffman for second. Brian Ship dropped the left front wheel off the pavement in turns 1 and 2. Still managed to avoid contact with the Hoffman 96 car. Look at Chris Brink. In spite of the damage, Brink is on the move. He's passed Billy Rebar, closing in on Adam Kostelnik. Chris Brink in car 3, the Glenn Campbell Gambler, always comfortable in the outside lane of Motordrome Speedway. And Brian Ship is closing quickly on Hoffman once again in turn 4. Working lap 23 of 35, it's Gary Scott with now his biggest lead of the event over Lonnie Hoffman. Brian Ship is in the 3rd position, and amazingly, Chris Brink is up to 4th in car number 3. Brian Ship of Jefferson Hills, Pennsylvania, and Lonnie Hoffman of Smithton in a duel for 2nd position. And not only has Chris Brink passed Adam Kostelnik and Billy Rebar, he is gaining in clear racetrack on the battle for 2nd. A damaged race car. Chris Brink, the Glenn Campbell Gambler, in car 3, pulling ever so close to the rear bumper of Brian Ship. The American Standard sponsored number 3 for points leader Chris Brink. Could he be one of the fastest cars on the racetrack after hitting the outside wall? Can Brian Ship make another pass of Lonnie Hoffman? Can anybody reel in Gary Scott? 2-time feature winner Gary Scott in car 16, a longtime racing veteran of several divisions in dirt and asphalt competition. The last 6-7 seasons at Motordrome, he's been among the biggest winners and ended a long victory drought early in 2010. Scott racing a part-time schedule here. He's taken a couple weeks away from competition, so the race leader is not in contention for the track championship, but clearly in contention for this win on the biggest night of the year for the Wyotech Modifieds. And that time a miscue out of turn 2 by Gary Scott allows Lonnie Hoffman to close in. 3 cars could be fighting for the win as we approach lap 30 of 35. Denny Carson's open hand signals 5 laps to go to the competitors of the Wyotech Modifieds. Gary Scott, Lonnie Hoffman, Brian Ship, and Chris Brink. 4 cars broken away from the rest of the pack, and Brink with another miscue as that ill-handling damaged car continues to slide out of the corners. Gary Scott was able to reclaim a couple car length interval between himself and Hoffman after that turn 2 miscue. And now Hoffman has to turn his sights to defending the 2nd position from Brian Ship instead of trying to take the lead away from Gary Scott. Chris Brink again gains back some lost car lengths here on lap 32. And Gary Scott very fast in turns 3 and 4. But that time, Scott getting on the binders had a little bit of trouble. And as he slowed drastically, Hoffman got into the rear of the leader. Here goes Brink to the outside with 2 laps to go. This time, Gary Scott is stellar through turn number 2, and what better time than with 2 laps to go. Now Ship challenges Hoffman to the inside. These 2 drivers crashed while battling for the lead early this season. White flag is in the air, and Brian Ship steals the 2nd position. Final time around for the crown jewel event of the 2010 Motordrome schedule for the Wyotech Modifieds. Brian Ship now into 2nd over Lonnie Hoffman. Can anyone take the lead away from Gary Scott? coming out of turn number 4. It'll be a third win of the season in the Wyotech 35 for Gary Scott over Brian Shipp, Lonnie Hoffman, Chris Brink, and Adam Kostelnik. Well, Gary Scott, third time this season in Victory Lane, first time with a daytime feature. What did that track feel like after the blazing sun all day long?
It was a little slick. It was a little loose.
It looked like turn 4 was a problem for a lot of drivers. Was it slick over there?
Yeah, it was okay. The car got better though. Once again, Peanuts. Give him the credit.
Now, is that a separate setup? Did you guys predict ahead to the daytime feature, and is this the way the car's going to roll off for your second main event later tonight?
He's not touched it in 6 weeks.
As Peanuts yells, it's a magic setup here in Victory Lane. How about a chance to thank your sponsors and crew first?
Well, first I want to dedicate this to my father and my aunt and uncle and a lot of people that aren't here anymore. But sponsors, the Clarks, great band, Swiss Fall Music, Ed's Auto, my buddy here, J.R. Chassis, which is Peanuts, built the car, Imperial Heights Garage, Colgan Towing, and good friends of mine, the Easlers, with alternative power sources. There's more, but that's all I can think of.
On a hot, steamy summer day, the crown jewel event of the Wyotech modified schedule belongs to Gary Scott. In the Coca-Cola Super Compacts, a pair of rookies, Kyle Komarinsky on the pole, and Brian Knoll outside. Then June Mihalik in 38. She's a rookie who's won a heat race this season. 22 is John Simsick, the rookie. 44 is Keisterville's Mary Catherine Shimko, the double-duty driver with 2 heat wins this season. And the 64K, making a first appearance at Motordrome Speedway, is Gary Katelis. Make that Craig Katelis in the 64K from a long list of dirt track racers. He's got dirt in his blood, but pavement under his tires tonight, and we've got a heat race win on the line for the Coca-Cola Super Compacts. Rookie Kyle Komarinsky in 33 has 1 heat win this season. Rookie June Mihalik in 38 has 1 heat race win this season. They are side by side into turn 1. 2 laps completed. In the 4-cylinder Super Compacts, Mihalik and Komarinsky, both heat-winning rookies. Komarinsky, the nephew of longtime late model star John Komarinsky. And up in third spot, Mary Catherine Shimko in car 44, looking for her 3rd heat win of the season. June Mihalik out in front. Several female drivers in the Super Compacts, also in the Chargers, and Terry Schwartz in the Street Stocks. So you ladies have plenty to cheer about here at Motordrome Speedway. The DeWitt Enterprises entry of June Mihalik pacing this field with 2 laps to go over Kyle Komarinsky, Mary Catherine Shimko, closing quickly on Komarinsky. 2 of the youngest drivers in the field, although Shimko, a longtime racing veteran, though in her mid-teens. White flag signals final lap in heat race number 1 for the Coca-Cola Super Compacts. Very important to note about the heat races here at Motordrome Speedway. If you're following along in the souvenir program, heat races do award points toward the track championship titles here at Motordrome Speedway and help to determine the starting lineups for the feature events coming your way later. And a 2nd heat race win of the season for June Mihalik over Kyle Komarinsky, Mary Catherine Shimko, Craig Katelis, and Brian Knoll. Car 37, a heat winner last week. Steven Sheltman in the 11, Dale Grubbs Jr., a heat winner in 62. 49, Mark Tringes Sr., and the 14 is the caveman, Kevin Keffer. 6 more laps of preliminary action for the Super Compact, sponsored by Coca-Cola. Sean Rich, Steve Sheltman, and Jessica Knight are 3 wide, and somehow we get through turn 3. Here comes Mark Tringes Sr. That's Mark Tringes Jr. in car 4. Oh, we got hard contact as Dale Grubbs in the 62 gets pounded by Ben Stahl in the 37. Each of those drivers are rookies. Each of those drivers have a heat race win. And started to say it is actually Mark Tringes Jr. this evening, driving the Mark Tringes Sr. number 49. Steven Sheltman is the race leader. He's been very close to a career first feature win this season. Still looking for that elusive checkered flag as the crossed flags indicate halfway. 3 laps down, 3 to go. Pittsburgh's young Steven Sheltman showing the way. Jessica Knight in second spot. Mark Tringes Jr., a feature winner this year, although not in that car. Riding in third spot over the veteran caveman Kevin Keffer. Then Sean Rich, Dale Grubbs, and Ben Stahl. So we will have one more heat race for the Coca-Cola Super Compacts. Sheltman with this event well in hand, taking the white flag. He led a feature event until the final lap earlier this season, but still looking for that first win. His father is a Super Compact graduate, now competing each week in the Charger division. Battle for third, it's Tringes with Keffer side by side headed into turn 3. But coming to the checkered flag in car number 11 from Pittsburgh, Steven Sheltman gets the win over Jessica Knight. Battle for third will reach the scoring line with caveman Kevin Keffer stealing the spot from Mark Tringes Jr. And points leader Bill Schwartz, a multiple feature winner. Eugene the Hillbilly Zerfoss in car 23 and Ed Deneen in 16. Green flag is out, another 6-lap preliminary heat for the Coca-Cola Super Compacts. This field loaded with feature winners. All the top 3 drivers have been in victory lane so far in 2010, with Quarek looking to the inside. Steve Long in the 83 car and the 05 of Koffler Jr. racing at the front of this field. Battle for second, Uniontown's Cody Quarek, a NASCAR Subway Super Late Model driver most Friday evenings. Climbs into the second position around Steve Long, who's driving the Matt Sever entry while that machine is being sold. That's right, Steve Long in the third position in car 83. He's out there as a salesman trying to get one of you race fans to buy that race car. Cody Quarek now challenging Koffler Jr. for the lead. Each of those drivers have been in victory lane so far this season. They are still side by side. Quarek in the neon, Koffler in the Sunfire. And now we're going to be 2 wide in the battle for third, with points leader Schwartz diving beneath Long. How about the 16 of Ed Deneen? He started last in the field. He's the all-time leading winner in this division and a 2-time champion. He's up to 5th. Quarek now storming away from Koffler with the lead. Here comes Schwartz. He grabs the position from Long. And as the white flag is displayed, signaling final lap, Schwartz looking to pad that points lead by gliding into the second position here on the final go-round. Schwartz, the young McKeesport driver in the States wheel and tire entry number 31. Climbing into the runner-up spot, and look at Deneen. He passes Long and he passes Koffler on the same lap to go from last to third. Checkered flag waving, Cody Quarek will get the heat race win over Bill Schwartz, Ed Deneen, Steve Long, and Paul Koffler Jr. Driving for HB Motorsports in the former Jimmy Christoffel machine. Hey, we got a green flag, and Kristen Ettling, last week's winner, gets contact, goes around, collects the 12 of Roger Bryan. And are we going to stay green? Both cars pulling away from the scene of the incident. Popular Kristen Etling of Connellsville heads pit side. Roger Bryan continues on. Meanwhile, Denny Keller, multi-feature winner in 2010, championship contender from Donora, out in front as he took the lead away from pole starter Chad Goring. 41 of Al Minjock, the veteran, into second spot. 43, Chris Spadacine. 21, Gary Ankrum of Smithfield, and the 02, Mike Musiak. For the third position, Chris Spadacine going way to the bottom of the front straight to make a move around the 00 of Chad Goring. Gary Ankrum in the 21 car, holding on to the 5th position. He is on the scoreboard. Ankrum has won at the Farmington Speedway in 4-cylinder dirt track action. White flag signaling final lap for Denny Keller. Coming into tonight's racing action, Denny Keller, on the strength of those 2 feature victories, is just 18 points behind in the championship chase, riding in second spot. And he can only help that effort by taking another checkered flag in heat race action. Denny Keller will win it over Al Minjock, Chris Spadacine, Chad Goring, and Gary Ankrum. 61, Ron Eifert III, and 51, Mary Catherine Shimko in double duty. No start that time, no start. We'll stack them up and try one more time. 44 of Garchak Jr. looking for his first win. Zane Farrell outside. Green flag is out. Farrell takes off with the lead and leaves 3 wide. Action in his wake. Keller on the bottom, Garchak in the middle, John Scott up high, very close into turn 3. Tracy Keller in car 1, one of the leading winners in Charger Division history, a former champion, and the Martinelli's Auto BK Signs #1 now into second spot. That car left here in a basket about 4 weeks ago, and Keller back up to full speed now in second position. John Scott in third, feeling the pressure of multiple feature winner Ron Eifert III, and Ron III takes over position number 3. Two of 6 laps completed. Race leader is Zane Farrell, the championship points leader. The driver who left his senior prom to come here and race the feature event sees the crossed flags halfway home. 3 down, 3 to go. Tracy Keller, the former champion, in second. Ron Eifert III is third. John Scott fourth, and feature winner Ed McConnell in fifth. Two laps to go, and it looks like Eifert may be catching Keller to develop a battle for second position before this one is all finished. Farrell with a huge lead. He's the leading heat race winner. Sorry, he's second in heat race wins to Denny Keller, who just picked up a checkered flag. The leading feature winner of 2010, however, and it does look like Eifert will have a shot at stealing second position away before this event comes to a close. Oh, we got a spin on the back straight, but the race will be checkered, and coming out of turn 4, Zane Farrell picks up another win. Tracy Keller in second, Ron Eifert III in third, John Scott and Ed McConnell complete the top 5 as Bob Garchak Jr. got crossed up on the back straight. So in 37, Dave Wiltsey from Morgantown, West Virginia in 28. Green flag is out. Ten laps for the NASCAR Subway Super Late Models. Dan Lewis in car 8 grabs the early lead from pole starter Todd Price. Into third, it's Mark Cantone, the 3-time winner. Side by side are the Paula Grudo teammates. Both former champions, Bobby Henry in the 11, Gary Wiltrout in 95. Here comes a challenge for second position as Catone, the current points leader, dives to the inside of opening night winner Todd Price. Working lap 2 of 10, race leader Dan Lewis, second spot Mark Catone, but maybe not for long. Here comes Catone. Wheel to wheel with Lewis for the race lead. And coming out of turn 4, it will be Catone. Lewis hangs on to second, officially by a bumper at the scoring line over Bobby Henry. Henry now completes his pass for second. Lewis is third, Henry's teammate Gary Wiltrout in fourth, then Todd Price battling with Steve Black. Black, a two-time winner in car number 1 this season. Here comes Paul Urso in the 37, the former division rookie of the year from Glenshaw. Urso takes a spot away from Price. Single file now through the top 5. Up front, Mark Catone leading Bobby Henry. Coming into tonight's racing action, the defending champion Mark Catone sitting atop the point standings over Barry Audi with an advantage of 64 points. Challenge for third, Dan Lewis in the 8, feeling the pressure of Gary Wiltrout's 95 machine. Wiltrout is shockingly winless in 2010. Lewis seeking a career first in the NASCAR Subway Super Late Models. Wiltrout, the 2002 Motordrome track champion, also a former Jennerstown champion. He is now to the inside firmly of the 8 of Lewis on lap 7 of 10, but still cannot complete the pass in turn 1. And on the back straight, Lewis holds him off. Lewis on the high side, Wiltrout on the low side, Steve Black right there in this 4-car battle. Black takes a position away from Paul Urso on lap 8. This time Wiltrout with his best run yet down the back straight, still door to door with Dan Lewis. White flag is waving and the lead battle has heated up. Into turn 1, Mark Catone with less than a car length advantage over Bobby Henry. Henry looks to the outside on the back straight. 2 veteran campaigners fighting for this heat race win. Can Henry pull off a last lap outside pass? Out of turn 4, it will be Mark Catone taking the checkered flag over Bobby Henry. Battle for third at the line will be won by Gary Wiltrout by inches over Dan Lewis, with Steve Black finishing 5th. And rookie Matt Gardner from Ruffsdale in car 7. Green flag, 10 more laps for the NASCAR Subway Super Late Models. Oh, we're 3 wide in the Subway Super Late Models. Moose dropping back from his front row starting position. Early race leader is Rick Miller in car 18. The Hemphill Racing entry, driven in 2010 by Rick Miller. The 18 machine, the early race leader, now side by side with Barry Audi. Audi, a feature winner in 09, a feature winner in 2010. We're 3 wide again briefly in turn 4. Miller in the NGP Incorporated 18 surrenders the lead. And now side by side with Barry Audi, it's Mark Poole. The drivers second and third in the championship points chase are wheel to wheel for the lead. Mark Poole grabs the point position. Barry Audi back to second. Neil Brown, who was driving recently for Bent's Motorsports, now in third spot with his own number 98 over Rick Miller and John Komarinsky. Snooky Williams up to 6th in his first start of the season. Battle for second. The 98 of Neil Brown closing into the rear bumper of Barry Audi 75. Battle for second, Barry Audi on the outside, Neil Brown on the inside, a pair of former Jennerstown champions duking it out for second. Wheel to wheel, the battle for second spot on lap 6 of 10. The 75, the Wheeler brothers, Stoystown Auto wrecking 75 of Barry Audi, trying to hold off the O'Shea Lumber R&M trucking 98 of Neil Brown, three-time winner this season. For the moment, Audi able to secure second position. Rick Miller in fourth behind these guys with John Komarinsky fifth, and Joe Moose heads pit side. Heavy smoke pouring from the 83 car. Moose did not come up to speed at the start, and perhaps we see why. Race leader, the Howard Concrete Pumping Donaldson Supply 96 of Mark Poole. Poole only 80 points behind championship chase leader Mark Catone coming into tonight on the final circuit in heat race number 2 for the NASCAR Subway Super Late Models. And winning his fourth heat race of the season, Mark Poole takes the checkered flag over Barry Audi, Neil Brown, John Komarinsky, and Rick Miller. Scott Aiello in 00, Tom Knight Sr. in 76, Andrew Kostelnik 57, and Sean Phillips 31. Green flag is out. 8 laps the distance for the Napa Auto Parts Street Stocks. Heat race number 1, we're 3 wide on the back straight. Contact is made, and the points leader is spinning. Scott Aiello backs into the wall after contact between Tom Knight Sr. and Jeff Zellweger. 3 wide racing, never a good idea, and it proves why. The current division points leader, who won on opening night in his 5th start in a street stock, White Oak, Pennsylvania's Scott Aiello in the HB Motorsports 00 heads pit side. Jeff Zellweger in car 18 had to miss several weeks after a devastating crash. He returned just a few weeks ago and now sits with damage in turn 3 for the championship points lead. It's now Andrew Kostelnik in 57, Matt Sever in 83, leading him to the green. As Aiello heads pit side, the 8-lap first heat for the Napa Street Stocks gets underway. Matt Sever, Andrew Kostelnik, Sean Phillips in 31, and Tom Knight Sr. in 76. The only 4 machines left to battle after that opening lap incident. Zellweger is out, Aiello is out, and leader of lap number 1 is the teenage sensation Matt Sever, car number 83, the defending champion of the Coca-Cola Super Compacts. Sever fights off the challenges of Andrew Kostelnik, and now Kostelnik in second spot is feeling the pressure of former Motordrome champion Sean Phillips. Side by side, Phillips and Kostelnik both have been to victory lane in 2010, and at the midpoint of this event, it is still Matt Sever leading, and Jeff Zellweger returns to action. The 18 of Zellweger back out on the speedway, side by side, Phillips and Kostelnik fighting for second. Race leader Matt Sever, the 2-time winner, Tom Knight in 4th. This battle rages on. Phillips and Kostelnik have been glued together side by side all the way around this oval. And with 2 laps to go, Phillips breaks through with second position all by himself. Single file as the white flag waves for Matt Sever in car 83. How about this statistic, race fans? The rookie out in front has 2 feature wins, but has yet to win a heat race in 2010. So coming into turns 3 and 4, although he's been to victory lane 2 times in feature action, Matt Sever wins his first heat race of the year over Sean Phillips, Andrew Kostelnik, Tom Knight, and the refurbished Jeff Zellweger, coming home with a top 5 finish. In car 3 from Coulter, and the 03 is McKeesport's Terry Schwartz, the rookie. Green flag is out. Dustin Blank moves around Aaron Minjock for the early race lead. Now Minjock and the 0 of Greensburg's Dink Colarusso go side by side. Colarusso gets that spot. Both he and Minjock with 1 feature victory this season. And now a lead challenge as Colarusso quickly took second from Minjock. He is just as quickly trying to take the lead away from Dustin Blank. And on lap 2 of 8, the defending champion is out in front. Colarusso dominated the street stock action a year ago, has just 1 feature win in 2010, with Dustin Blank now riding second, Aaron Minjock third, Teddy Gabala in car 3 rides in 4th spot. Although Gabala is the leading feature winner in this division, he is not in contention for the championship after skipping a couple of weeks. He's 43 points out of the lead, all the way back in the 5th position in the championship standings. Gabala in car 3 challenging Aaron Minjock. Both drivers in victory lane in 2010. Minjock, the former Charger dominator, got his first street stock win this season early on. Five of 8 laps are now in the books. Gabala and Minjock still duking it out for third, as Colarusso is putting a hurting on this field up front. Just behind this battle, Tony Manganello, who makes his first start in quite a while in the AK Chassis 05. Great to see him back at the Speedway. Gabala on the inside, Minjock on the outside. Minjock, who coordinates the Motordrome Ride and Drive program, offering race fans an opportunity to get behind the wheel here at Motordrome. White flag signals final time around. Gabala grabs the 3rd spot with Blank in 2nd. Up in front of this field with 1 feature victory on the season, just 21 points back of his good friend, the points leader Scott Aiello. Defending champion Dink Colarusso takes the heat race victory over Dustin Blank, Teddy Gabala, Aaron Minjock, and Tony Manganello. This season in the 04 from Elizabeth, who also dropped out of that first feature. 15 is rookie Jonathan Heilman. Green flag is out. Keep a close eye on car number 3 to see if proper repairs have been made. 04, Bobby Shipp nearly makes contact with the 60 of Pat Hanley. And leader of lap number 1 will be the Monroeville rookie, Pat Hanley, in car 60. So far this season, Hanley has finished several times in the top 5 in the quest for that first feature victory. Hanley yet to win a heat race in his first season of asphalt racing and first season of modified racing. Here comes Bobby Shipp in the 04. Bobby Shipp from Elizabeth, PA, fighting wheel to wheel with rookie Pat Hanley. And it looks like Shipp will be dashing the hopes of Hanley to take his first checkered flag on asphalt by taking away the lead on lap 3. 8 laps the distance, and on lap 3, it's car number 3. Chris Brink now on the move, looking to the outside of Hanley. Chris Brink, after damage in that first feature event, now in the runner-up position, completing the pass of Hanley, or at least officially by inches, sneaking into the second spot here on lap 4. Billy Rebar hangs on to 4th spot. In 5th position, multiple street stock feature winner Jonathan Heilman from Bell Vernon, making only his 4th start in a modified in car 15. Field stretched out single file with Bobby Shipp leading Chris Brink and Pat Hanley now in the car number 60. Look at Chris Brink with what appeared to be a damaged race car closing in on Bobby Shipp. Race leader Bobby Shipp dropped out of competition in the 35-lap heat race. Chris Brink hit the wall in the 35-lap heat race. And in spite of all of that, they are fighting for the win in Wyotech Modified Heat Race number 1. Coming out of turn 4, checkered flag is in the air. Bobby Shipp will win it over Chris Brink, Pat Hanley, Billy Rebar, and Jonathan Heilman. East McKeesport. Another 8-lap heat for the Wyotech Modifieds is underway. Early race leader is J.P. Weiser. He's got 2 heat race wins on the season. He is technically a Motordrome rookie after being rookie of the... Oh, we got hard contact. Adam Kostelnik gets contact from Vince Cater and pounds the outside wall. Caution flag will wave for the 6-time champion. The HB Motorsports entry limps pit side. Vince Cater, a newcomer to modified action, making about 4 or 5 starts this season, a former street stock ace. Now in the open wheel modifieds for the first time in car 27, and it appears that his car is okay, even though he vaulted Kostelnik pretty high in the air there in turn 3. Caution flag is out, 8 laps the distance of this event. No lap completed. Green flag is back out. Remember, on the initial start, Weiser got the jump on this field. Now it's Brian Shipp. Brian Shipp showed fantastic poise in that 35-lapper, making all the big moves late in the event to move up. Working lap 2 of 8, Brian Shipp the leader over Gary Scott, J.P. Weiser, and Lonnie Hoffman. Hoffman comes into tonight's racing 13 points behind in the championship chase. Now, of course, that 35-lap feature will have changed some of that math. Chris Brink was the points leader coming in, and Gary Scott skipped a race or 2 this season, but still only 24 points out of the championship lead coming into tonight. He's second on the racetrack after that win moments ago. Brian Shipp opened up a big lead initially. Now Gary Scott is slicing into that interval on lap 5 of 8. Scott is clearly gaining on Brian Shipp, and that time out of 2, Shipp gets a tremendous launch and puts another car length between himself and Gary Scott. Weiser, the 2-time heat race winner, sits back in 3rd, and 2-time feature winner Hoffman is 4th. We'll be ready to go feature racing after the conclusion of this Wyotech modified heat race and get into the meat of the program on K-Site night here in the NASCAR Whelen All-American Series. White flag signals, final lap to Brian Shipp. And opening up his lead on the final lap, headed through turns 3 and 4. Originally from Jefferson Hills, Pennsylvania, now a resident of Smithton, Brian Shipp takes the heat race win over Gary Scott, Lonnie Hoffman, and J.P. Weiser. Jessica Knight, 76. Eugene the Hillbilly Zerfoss in 23. Paul Koffler Jr. in 05. Paul Koffler the third in 48. Bill Schwartz, the points leader from McKeesport in 31. And we do get a start. Cody Quarrick in the 6th. John Simsick in 22. Andrew Dukavich and Ed Deneen all coming to the pit. Oh, look at this jam up on the back straight. We're 4 wide. Unbelievable action. As several feature winners are knocked out of this event before the start. June Mihalik will lead lap 1. And the rest of this field looks like a Los Angeles freeway. June Mihalik, the race leader. Steven Sheltman in the 11 challenges Kyle Komarinsky for second. Then it's Ben Stahl. Top 4 drivers on the speedway right now have never been to victory lane. The 49 is Mark Tringes Jr. He's going to feel the pressure from Jessica Knight in 76. Ed Deneen returns to the speedway 2 laps down. Look at the Hillbilly Zerfoss coming through the field there. Hey, we got a lead fight going on in turn 4. Steven Sheltman muscles his way to the inside of June Mihalik, and the youngster from Pittsburgh will take over the lead on lap 3 of 15. "15 laps the distance for the Coca-Cola Super Compacts. We're going to be 3 wide again on the back straight. It's Knight, Koffler, and Zerfoss. Oh, and Tringes Jr. slows dramatically in front of several cars. Everybody avoids contact there in this feature that has been chaos so far. Now we look at the battle for third. It's about to go 3 wide. Kyle Komarinsky and Ben Stahl, the rookie drivers, have veterans Zerfoss, Koffler, and Knight. We're going to go 4 wide again on the back straight. Zerfoss on the bottom. Now it's Koffler and Stahl to his outside. Kyle Komarinsky gets into the Jessica Knight 76 car. Komarinsky goes around on the front straight and stops just in front of Koffler the third. Ten laps to go, and Steven Sheltman brings us back up to full speed. Mihalik drifts up the banking and carries Zerfoss with her, and that allows Paul Koffler III to challenge for second and third spots. A miscue by Mihalik allows Zerfoss into second, Koffler III going into third, and Bill Schwartz challenging now for fourth. Lap 6, and Steven Sheltman stays at the head of the pack, the second generation racer in car 11. Now he's got the most veteran driver in this field, Eugene Zerfoss in car 23 in second. Cody Quarrick now sneaking into the top 5 around Mihalik's 38 car. He's got to win this season. Lead battle in turn 3 developing. Young Steven Sheltman looking for a first win, and many-time Jennerstown winner Eugene Zerfoss with 1 win in 2010 in car 23 closes in. The Hillbilly, a long-time stalwart in local 4-cylinder super compact racing, moving to the outside of Sheltman, who was once within a lap of securing his first career victory. At the scoring line on lap 9, Steven Sheltman officially remains in the lead by inches. Three wide as Koffler III loses power, and Schwartz in 31 and Cody Quarrick in 6 both get by. Koffler III heads to the pits after slowing dramatically from a top 5 run. Working lap 10 of 15, and Sheltman still able to hold off the cagey veteran. Battle for third, it's the 6 of Quarek and the 31 of Schwartz. There's action happening all over this racetrack. The lead battle is intense, but look at this pack of 5 cars coming out of turn 4. Nose to tail, door to door, bumper to bumper, tire to tire. I don't even know what positions they're racing for, but they're doing it like they're about to win. Ed Deneen's car 16 is a lap down as we are on lap 12, and again, even in lap traffic, Steven Sheldman was able to defend his lead against some serious challenges by Eugene Zerfoss. We could have a 4-car battle for the win as Quarek and Schwartz are gaining on the lead duo. 2 laps to go. The signal given at the scoring line. It's still Sheldman over Zerfoss. Here comes Quarek and Schwartz, the points leader. The lapped car of Mark Tringes Jr. looms in front of the leaders in turn 3. Sheldman, the youngster. Zerfoss, the veteran. And down the front straight to take the white flag there, door to door. Here comes the hillbilly. Zerfoss with half a fender lead at the white flag. Can Sheldman again be defeated on the final lap as he was earlier this season? Cody Quarek in car 6 could be a player in this one. Final 2 turns for the victory. Sheldman dives in, makes light contact with Zerfoss. Inside lane is open, coming to turn 4. At the checkered flag, it will be Eugene Zerfoss over Steven Sheldman, Cody Quarek, Bill Schwartz, and the 05 of Paul Koffler Jr. Congratulations from competitor Steve Young. Well, Hillbilly, second time down here tonight. Second time down here this season, I should say. Was that the most fun you've had here at Motordrome Speedway in a long time with a last lap victory?
Yeah. I didn't even know who won. It was tight. I knew I had Steven coming in the inside, Cody out there. I thought it was going to be like with LT last year, a photo finish. I had no idea. I was just pedaling.
Those guys, no offense to you, those guys are a little bit younger than you are, and on a warm summer night like this, shows that the Hillbillies got something behind the wheel of this car, huh?
Yeah, I joked with some of the younger drivers. I told them they didn't know an old fat man can still pedal this fast.
And a chance to thank your sponsors.
I want to thank Watkins Amco, Stoystown Auto Wreckers, Mom and Mark, Miltz Auto, Dusty's. I want to thank Steve Long for helping on the car. Lasky's, Mrs. Lasky had passed away. We've known her for a long time. Stanley for keeping us going here. My wife, kids, and the fans. Thank you, fans. I hope this made up for last week.
There he is, ladies and gentlemen, the Hillbilly, Eugene Zerfoss, second win of 2010. 15 laps for the Pro Auto Supply Service Chargers. Points leader Zane Farrell in car 14 and Denny Keller in 13 as we go green. Into turns 1 and 2. They're 3 wide with Kristen Ettling on the outside in car 8. We're 4 wide. Chris Spadacine on the inside. That is the battle for 5th position with Keller in 13 and Ettling moving up. Now surrounding rookie Chad Goring in the 00. Contact on the front straight. Unbelievable early race action as the lead battle intensifies. Ron Eifert III in car 61, diving beneath Tracy Keller, the former champion, in 1. Ed McConnell in car 48 now joins the lead battle. Contact made in turn 1, and Tracy Keller goes around in front of the field off the front bumper of Ed McConnell. Contact is avoided. And Keller's return to action after a grinding crash finds him spun from the top 5. Green flag is back out. As Eifert runs away with the lead, 3 cars are fighting tooth and nail for second spot. Minjok had it. Denny Keller wants it. Kristen Ettling is threatening for it. And out of turn 4, Keller will steal the runner-up spot. And Ettling will officially take third by a fender, so Minjok loses 2 spots in 1 lap, leaving Keller and Ettling door to door. 2 of the leading winners in this division in second spot. They are about 12 car lengths behind 2-time winner Ron Eifert III, who's at the head of this field. Finally, the action settles down to a normal high-speed pace. Zane Farrell in car 14 closing in on the 41 of Minjok. That will be the battle for the 4th position. But going door to door again for second, it's Keller and Ettling. Ettling, the most recent winner. Keller, the winner a week before that, as we were rained out last Friday. The 2 most recent Pro Auto Supply Service Charger winners are door to door for second. Now working lap 6 of 15. And Keller secures the position by more than a car length now. Just behind this group, Zane Farrell in car 14 is challenging Al Minjok for the 4th position. Farrell, the championship points leader. He looks to the inside of Minjok on the front straight and headed into turn 1. Oh, Farrell slides that car up just a bit. He still avoids contact and manages to make a pass. Halfway through the Pro Auto Supply Service Charger feature event on K-Site Night at the Races. With Ron Eifert III way out in front on lap 9. Battle for second. The best action on the speedway as Ettling routinely challenges Keller. And Keller, so far to this point, holding her off each and every time she pulls even to the outside. On lap 10 of 15. Ron Eifert III with this race well in command. Denny Keller and Kristen Ettling second and third. And Zane Farrell gaining on them. Farrell took away the 4th position from Al Minjok and is now just a few car lengths off the rear bumper of Ettling's number 8. The R&R Tree Service entry of King Zane. And as Ettling and Farrell go side by side, that can only help Farrell to close in and help Eifert to continue to build what is already a massive lead. Keller and Ettling swapping lanes in turn 4 that time, and Ettling has a good run to the outside here on lap 12. Leaders closing in on division rookie Mary Catherine Shimko in turns 3 and 4. Will Ettling use Shimko as a pick to help with the pass of Keller? And Ettling grabs the 2nd spot. Lap 13 of 15, and Kristen Ettling moves into the runner-up position. It will not be enough time for her, however, without a caution flag, to try and chop into the huge interval built up by the very smooth Ron Eifert III as the white flag is waving. Driver who was victorious in the Young Guns 4-cylinder division, then went on to win in the Coca-Cola Super Compacts. Last season became a winner for the first time in the Pro Auto Supply Service Chargers. And now in 2010, headed through turn number 4 to tie the division lead of 3 victories on the year. Ron Eifert III will win it over Kristen Ettling, Denny Keller, Zane Farrell, and Chris Spadacine. That was a smooth ride. How loose was this car on a hot, slick track like tonight?
Very loose. It was sideways quite a few times.
Now, you've had wins here where you've battled up through the field, you've had close finishes. Is it more fun to have your way and see nobody in the mirror, or is it more fun to be door-to-door with somebody down to the checker?
I'd rather be door-to-door. It's a blast. Just like last week with Ed McConnell, that was a great race. I had a blast.
And a chance to thank your sponsors and crew for this third win of the season.
I'd thank the Westmore Insurance, Napa, Jones RV, Howie Bayless Photos, Lely Newcomer Construction, Espy's Meat Market, and also for Stan Lasky's mom.
A dedication here in Victory Lane, a 3-division winner, now a 3-time winner in 2010. Ladies and gentlemen, Ron Eiford III. Miller. And division winner Paul Urso in 37. And Dennis Budzinski waves the green flag. We're underway. The entire field is side by side down the back straight. And Dan Lewis spins, taking Mark Poole and several cars with him. Snooky Williams is involved. Neil Brown is involved. Dan Lewis is involved. And Snooky Williams, making his first start in years, ends in the outside retaining wall. Both champions of the Palagrudo Motorsports team, Bobby Henry and Gary Wiltrout, are involved. Matt Gardner, the defending Charger champion, is involved. Houston's NASCAR Subway Super Late Models on K-Site night at the races. Official green flag, and Rick Miller and Paul Urso bring him up to full speed in turn 1. And now Michael Zombar spins in the center of the back straight in car 64. As Steve Black advanced to second position, we're going to need a caution flag. Point standings with 1 win starting 6th. Then it's Todd Price and Matt Gardner as the green flag waves. Bobby Henry and Mark Poole return to action after that caution flag incident, as does Dan Lewis. And the early race leader is the Dunbar Dominator, Rick Miller in car 18. Miller now driving the Hemphill Racing number 18 car, a former ASA National Traveler, a champion of the Clearfield Speedway and 3-time Motordrome champion. With John Komarinsky nipping at his heels, Paul Urso in the 3rd position, followed by Barry Audi. Battle for second, Urso to the inside of Komarinsky. Paul Urso from Glenshaw, former modified winner, picked up a victory a year or so back in the NASCAR Super Late Models on a part-time schedule this season. In 3rd ahead of Barry Audi. Audi, who is 64 points out in the championship chase, 2nd to Mark Catone coming into tonight. And working lap 4, Urso has secured the inside lane to challenge John Komarinsky for the runner-up spot. Race leader still Rick Miller. And behind this battle, Barry Audi. It's Urso and Komarinsky door-to-door, each of those drivers with 1 career victory in the NASCAR Subway Super Late Models. Komarinsky got a late start to 2010, but has several top 5 finishes after sitting out the first month and a half of action. Mark Catone in car 31 now completed a pass of 2-time winner Steve Black and challenges Audi for 4th spot. And look at the lead battle. Paul Urso dives beneath Rick Miller, and on lap 6, the former Rookie of the Year takes a spot away. Now Komarinsky dives beneath Miller as Miller is slowing from lead pace. Mark Catone gets by, John Komarinsky gets by, Barry Audi is held up, and Mark Poole is into the top 5 after spinning in that lap 1 incident, also passing by Miller. Something amiss on the 18 car as Rick Miller goes from the lead outside the top 5 in a lap and a half. Now the battle for second finds Mark Catone, the points leader, to the inside of John Komarinsky. Catone will take the runner-up position away. Catone, a 3-time winner on the season, including a big victory in the Steel City 100. Komarinsky is back to third and feeling the pressure of Mark Poole. Poole with one victory this season and multiple wins in 2008 and 9. Poole will secure the third position headed into turn 3, working lap number 9. Also on the move after the caution flag incident, Bobby Henry, who's now passing his longtime arch rival Rick Miller. Henry in car 11 did not sustain much damage in that incident. And with over 115 career victories, Henry looking for his first checkered flag of 2010. Pulling up behind veteran Barry Audi. Headed into turn 1, the leaders on lap 11, Paul Urso in car 37 and Mark Catone in car 31. Urso, the Royal Purple sponsored Sullivan Chevrolet number 31. The Glenshaw, Pennsylvania resident trying to hold off McKee Sports 3-time champion Catone. Catone in the Auto Express Transportation K-Site, Mama Papino's Pizza Chevrolet number 31. Taking a glance to the outside of Urso. In third spot, the Howard Concrete Pumping Donaldson Supply Chevrolet of Mark Poole. Poole is now the Subway Challenge driver of the night and has recovered from that incident to be not only the third place racer, but gaining on the lead battle here on lap 13. John Komarinsky in fourth, Bobby Henry up from the tail of the field to fifth. He has passed both Miller and Audi. Mark Catone looks under the left rear quarter of Paul Urso. They're approaching the damaged machine of Gary Wiltrout as Wiltrout becomes the first car to go a lap down, and Catone sees daylight on the inside coming down the front straight. On K-Site night at the races, Catone, with that logo proudly displayed for the first time on his car, challenges race leader Paul Urso on lap 15. Into turn 3 to the defending champion, out in front. Now contact made in the fight for second, and Mark Poole gets a couple of black tire donuts from Paul Urso in that battle. As we work lap 16, new race leader is Mark Catone. Second spot is Mark Poole, who's third in the championship points chase for the season. Paul Urso now back in third spot, just in front of the Miller Lite Marsula Electric. Sherwin-Williams 33 of John Komarinsky, the former Pro Stock champion. In fifth spot, the R&R Motorsports entry of Bobby Henry. After light damage in that collision, the Stone & Company, Scottdale Lumber, Megan Ford was a man on the move in the first 1/3 of this event. Barry Audi has fallen back from Henry in the sixth spot. And Mark Poole, the Subway Challenge driver, putting a lap on Dave Wiltsey and staying well within striking distance of leader Mark Catone. This battle of marked men has happened on more than one occasion here in 2010. And now Poole and Catone at the front of the pack once again. This time Poole is right under the rear deck lid of Catone. He was looking to the outside, and Catone threw the block here on lap 20 of 50. Mark Poole did a 360-degree spin and made light contact in that lap 1 collision. He then swapped stickers with the 37 of Paul Urso battling for second, and now moves to the outside of the track champion. 3-time winner Catone on the inside. Poole looking for his second win of the season, moves to the outside on lap 21. And Poole will complete the pass after going to the tail of this field. In turn 4. And to the scoring line, it becomes official. New race leader is the Subway Challenge driver of the night, Mark Poole, on lap 22. For the moment, Poole is adding to his lead interval of about 2 car lengths, but you've got to wonder what kind of damage those tires sustained when he did a complete spin before the start of this event in turn 3. Urso hangs on to third spot, the early race leader. Komarinsky still fourth. Bobby Henry, who came on like gangbusters. His progress has now leveled off in 5th position with car 11. And Todd Price heads to the pits precariously in front of the leaders, forcing a caution flag. Todd Price in car 51, the opening night feature winner, slowed dramatically in turn 4 with the Frankie Day Oldies Show, Stoystown Auto Wrecking, D&D Office Plus Ford. He heads to the attention of the Dave Mann's family crew at 51 Motorsports. You Bobby Henry fans, green flag is back out, 26 laps to go. Green flag waves on lap 24. Mark Poole leading Mark Catone, and this time they are pulling away from Paul Urso in 37. Lap 26 now, past the midpoint of the 50-lap NASCAR Subway Super Late Model feature on K-Site night at the races. Paul Urso in third, John Komarinsky in fourth, Bobby Henry in fifth. And the closest battle on the speedway is that of the leaders, as about a car length and a half separating Mark Poole from Mark Catone. Todd Price returns to pit lane with more problems in the Stoystown Auto Wrecking Ford. Mark Poole and Mark Catone, two veteran drivers with multiple feature wins in the last several seasons of action at Motordrome. Catone, a former Jennerstown and Motordrome champion, and Poole, who lost a Jennerstown Speedway title by 2 points earlier this decade, up at the front of the field with Paul Urso in third, John Komarinsky fourth, and Bobby Henry in fifth. Henry last week made a rare visit to the Lake Erie Speedway for a 150-lap Crown Jewel event and walked out of there with a top 10 finish as he placed 7th among New York and Pennsylvania's finest at a track he seldom sees. Todd Price returns to competition and working lap 33. Mark Poole about to put a lap on the 28 of Dave Wiltsey, the West Virginia driver. And as Catone encounters the lap car in turns 1 and 2, Poole's lead increases about another 2 or 3 car lengths. Barry Audi has made a pass for position around the 18 of Rick Miller. As Paul Urso remains in third all by himself. Fourth is John Komarinsky, fifth Bobby Henry. And just as Audi made that pass, Miller battles back. Both of those drivers share a Clearfield Speedway championship on their resumes. And Audi, now by a full car length or more on lap 36, has secured the 6th position. 7th is Miller, 8th is two-time winner Steve Black. Black has had almost nothing but top 5 finishes all season to complement those 2 wins. Mark Poole opening up his advantage over Mark Catone. Those 2 drivers now about a third of a straightaway ahead. of Paul Urso in third. And Poole, in spite of spinning in the lap 1 collision, trading paint with Paul Urso in a battle for second, and having tires that were clearly overheated before the start of this race, putting distance between himself and the 3-time winner Catone. Poole completely unaware that he is now the Subway Challenge driver of the night, with an opportunity to earn free 6-inch meatball subs for everybody in attendance tonight, is 10 laps from his second victory of 2010. Zombar, the young Hunker, Pennsylvania driver, who recently returned to action after a grinding crash several weeks ago. Now Catone, the defending champion, moves around the Zombar 64 car, but Catone in these last few laps has lost significant ground to race leader Mark Poole. Catone leading the points coming into tonight. His championship nemesis Barry Audi is back in 6th position. Todd Price returns to the pits once again. And now with just 4 laps to go, the Howard Concrete Pumping Donaldson Supply Chevrolet of Mark Poole, a former legacy car competitor who climbed the NASCAR ladder to the Subway Super Late Models to become a multiple feature winner at Motordrome and Jennerstown Speedways. A dominating winner in 2009. His victory total was surpassed by only Neil Brown. And now in 2010, looking for his second checkered flag. As the signal of 2 laps to go, he now has an interval of more than half a straightaway over Mark Catone, the recent Steel City 100 winner. White flag is waving as Barry Audi and Rick Miller continue to battle for 6th position, but with an automobile that could have been severely damaged in a multi-car crash on lap 1, making a pit stop, going to the tail of the field, and coming back with a tooth and nail battle for 2nd, and then the lead. Mark Poole wins his 2nd feature of 2010 over Mark Catone, Paul Urso, John Komarinsky, and Bobby Henry. He's calling it a wetsuit because it is a hot night down here, and it couldn't have been cool in that race car. A Subway gift certificate for you, Mark. Oh, he does have a cool suit on under there. How about that? Well, Mark Poole, something you may not be aware of, you just won a free 6-inch meatball sub for everybody in the house.
All right, good. We did that last year. I'm glad I'd do it every time if you guys pick me.
Now let's talk about lap 1. You're still on the same tires from when this car did that 360-degree spin over there?
Yeah, yes. I don't know what happened. I was spinning, and luckily I didn't hit too much anyhow.
Was that a concern for you to overheat the tires before the race even officially starts, then go to the tail of the field?
No, we don't really have the temperatures up. You know, that's why, like a tire might come falling off the rim with the low air pressures. But no, they weren't really hot like it's going to flat spot it. At least I didn't think so.
The last few weeks, you've kind of struggled. Started out 2010 like gangbusters, got that first feature win, then a couple weeks of bad luck and a couple weeks of struggling. Did you make significant changes to this car to find victory lane once again?
No, to be honest with you, it's just getting prepared with these new tires. It threw a whole monkey wrench in the whole thing here, and basically that's been my struggle, is with the tires.
Well, back to victory lane tonight. It looks like you got that problem worked out and a chance to thank your sponsors.
Yeah, I'd like to thank Frank Howard and Howard Concrete Pumping, Donaldson Supply out of Cannonsburg, and Subway also. I'd like to thank the sponsor and Stanley, and our thoughts and prayers are with Stanley and his parents, or his family, excuse me. But that's about it. And thank all my crew.
And a thanks to the crew and the wife. You can't leave victory lane without that. Ladies and gentlemen, Mark Poole claims the Subway Eat Fresh Challenge. Points leader Scott Aiello. 05 Tony Manganello. 03 Terry Schwartz. Green is out. And right at the start, Andrew Kostelnik and Tom Knight Sr. come together in row 1. And we've got Knight stuck at the bottom of the speedway. Dink Colarusso is also involved. He's second in the championship points chase. Row 1, Gabala and Sever, the two youngest drivers in this field, starting in row 2, and the green is out. Side by side for a full lap, all the Napa street stocks looking like a parade lap at full speed. And Andrew Kostelnik drops off the pace. He was involved with Knight in that incident, and now slowing on the back straight. We may need another caution flag as Kostelnik is no longer under power, and a caution flag will wave. Green flag is back out. 2 laps of 25 completed. Aaron Minjock in car 34 from Greenock, Pennsylvania. The Minjock Painting Motordrome Ride and Drive sponsored Monte Carlo. Minjock got his first street stock win earlier this season after dominating the Charger division for several years. And now side by side with a feature win last season for his first in this division, Dustin Blank, feeling the pressure of the rookie Matt Sever. The defending Super Compact champion with 2 wins on the season goes side by side with Blank and officially takes over second spot by a fender on lap 4 at the scoring line. Sean Phillips moving into 4th around the damaged machine of Teddy Gabala. Blank and Sever still door to door. Phillips in 4th. Behind them is the battle between Colarusso and Gabala. Scott Aiello right there. Top 3 drivers in the points are all battling for 5th position. As Sever secures 2nd spot, Phillips trying to take 3rd from Dustin Blank. And look at Sever hanging the car out sideways all the way through turn 4 and still able to maintain his position beneath Aaron Minjock to challenge for the race lead. Sever, last year's dominator of the Super Compacts. Minjock, the former dominator of the Chargers. Now both feature winners in the Napa Street Stocks, and out of turn 4, a new race leader. On lap 8, Matt Sever, the West Newton teenager, becomes the leader of the Napa Street Stock feature, but Minjock powers back on the outside, not surrendering the lead just yet. Sean Phillips in 3rd after passing Dustin Blank, who's directly to his outside, quickly tries to challenge Minjock for the runner-up position. Side by side now, Phillips and Minjock as Sever builds up a lead advantage of about 5 car lengths. Colarusso and Blank side by side as well. Ready to put a lap on Andrew Kostelnik, Matt Sever on the front straight, with now Sean Phillips in second, and Phillips has cut Sever's lead down to about nothing. Now the lap car of Kostelnik put a few car lengths between them. Phillips, the former champion and veteran, Sever, the rookie. And look at the action behind him, 3 wide as Kostelnik is going a lap down. Scott Aiello challenging Aaron Minjock for position on lap 12. Aiello, the points leader in 00 on the low side. Minjock up high, and Minjock, the early race leader, is back into the 5th position as Aiello moves into 4th. Dink Colarusso in sole possession of 3rd. Phillips is 2nd, and the Martinelli's Auto 83 of Matt Sever on lap 13 has this event in control. He was the most recent Napa Street Stock winner going back 2 weeks ago, as this feature was rained out last Friday. Sever could make it 2 in a row with the EESI sponsored Chevrolet. Phillips in the Jean and Boots Candy Monte Carlo, chopping down that lead ever so slightly as they put a lap on the 03 of Terry Schwartz. Phillips gains another car length in turn 3. Phillips, who suffered an engine fire in practice for opening night, forced to sit out most of 2010. And since that, top 3 finishes and a win for Phillips. Colarusso in 3rd spot has clear racetrack between himself and Phillips, but at this point, unable to chop down that interval, and points leader Scott Aiello right behind him. Aiello sustained what looked like serious damage in the heat race. Thought he might be coming out for this feature just to gain some points and pull out, but in fact he has passed several drivers riding in 4th position. Sever the leader, Phillips in 2nd. Sever with 2 wins, Phillips in his abbreviated season to this point with just 1. Behind this battle, in fact about half a straightaway behind this battle between Aiello and Colarusso, 3 cars are slugging it out for 5th position and the right to see their number on the scoreboard. It's early race leader Aaron Minjock, the 3 of Teddy Gabala, and the 94 of Dustin Blank. Minjock, Gabala, and Blank wrestling for top 5 positions. Gabala the leading winner on the season in this division. He is 5th in the championship standings, while Blank is 4th in the championship standings. We got a problem in turns 1 and 2. Jeff Zellweger spinning with rookie Terry Schwartz. Zellweger, whose car was significantly damaged about a month ago, returned a couple weeks back. and spins with rookie Terry Schwartz. She is the mother of current Super Compact points leader Bill Schwartz. Back to the green with just 3 laps to go. Dink Colarusso, the defending champ, and current points leader Scott Aiello in row 2. And the youngster gets an early jump on the veteran. Phillips in the outside lane, the former champ. Last year's Super Compact champ is the race leader. Phillips, a little bit of bumper tag in turn 3. And problems, we're 3 wide with heavy contact in turn 4. Points leader nearly into the wall for a second time tonight. But the green flag stays out as Aiello gathers the car back up. Aiello with broken front suspension now rolling slowly to a stop in turn 2. Points leader bringing out the caution on lap 23 of 25. Dink Colarusso, now Dustin Blank in row 2 as the green flag waves. '31 of Sean Phillips now inching ahead on the back straight for the first time. Sever in his preferred low lane of the speedway. Very close racing through turn 4. About to trade paint as they come to the white flag. Sever gets loose, and by inches, Sean Phillips becomes the new race leader on lap 24. Final time around with less than a half mile to settle it. The veteran on the outside, the youngster on the inside. Sever throws it hard into turn 3 on the bottom. Phillips up high, will they touch? Trading stickers through turn 4, and the checkered flag is out. Sean Phillips will win by less than a car length over Matt Sever, Dink Colarusso, Dustin Blank, and Teddy Gibala. Well, Sean Phillips, we had a winner by the name of Ron Eifert, and he stood here and said, yeah, I blew him away tonight, but it's more fun to win him on the last lap. How much fun did you just have?
I didn't think I was good enough. We were in the car down here in turn 1 and 2. We were having to go high, and I was getting all kind of stuff on marbles on my tires. I was trying to get it scuffed off and went into the first restart. He had me dead to rights. It went in, plowed like a snow plow. And then caution came out. I said, man, I got to make sure I scuff my tires good. And, woo, man, I'm tired. I'm hot. I want to go home.
That side-by-side racing was a teenager, a rookie, a guy that you veterans aren't used to. Do you have enough confidence when you're up alongside somebody that you don't know to go side-by-side for those last couple laps?
Yeah, he's a future champion in this division. I have all the respect. It took me 5 years before I could win my first race. He's already done it twice in his first year. So, yeah, he's an awesome. And I was just hoping Dink would come behind and get to wrestling with him, and I could get some little bit of breathing room.
And a chance to thank your sponsors.
First, I'd like to thank my crew, Garrett, Sam, my neighbor Ron, Lou, Ansel, my wife, all 3 of my kids. This little guy over here, I told him if I won tonight, he was going to come down and get his picture taken in Victory Lane. Every time I've done that, I've won. So if there's any kids up there who want to get their picture taken next week, come on down.
There he is, ladies and gentlemen, second win of 2010 from Jefferson, Pennsylvania, Sean Phillips. Missouri car 17. And the green flag is out. Wheel to wheel, Hanley and Weiser fighting for the lead. Hanley has already led feature laps as a rookie and officially holds the point position on lap 1 over Weiser. Chris Brink now makes a pass for position around the 18 of Billy Rebar. Rebar looks back to the inside of Brink and touches the points leader. Great save made by the Glenn Campbell Gambler. He remains in 3rd spot. Behind Rebar, the 4th place car. The side-by-side battle for 5th. It's Bobby Shipp in 04. Lonnie Hoffman in 96. 17 of Weiser got a little crossed up, trying to look to the inside of Hanley for the lead here on lap 4. And speaking of fours, it's a 4-car battle at the front of this field. Hey, we're 3 wide back there. Modifieds, open wheel in, 3 wide into turn 3. Billy Rebar locks the car up with Adam Kostelnik, collecting Vince Cater and Brian Shipp in the 40. Caution flag is out. Jonathan Heilman comes to a stop to avoid contact. Vince Cater in car 27, his first season in a modified. Brian Shipp, who was very fast in the closing stages of that first feature in car 40, gets damaged. But 3 wide racing in open-wheeled cars, always a bad idea. And it's Billy Rebar and Adam Kostelnik who proved that in turn 3 tonight, as those 2 cars are hooked together. Green flag is out for race leader Pat Hanley, J.P. Weiser, and Chris Brink. Battle quickly develops for 3rd spot. Bobby Shipp moving to the inside of Chris Brink. Remember, Brink's car was heavily damaged in feature event number 1, although he managed to finish inside the top 5. And Shipp takes the spot away. 5 laps are completed. Race leader is Pat Hanley. 2nd spot is J.P. Weiser, and Weiser slid that car out of turn 2 up along the outside wall on the back straight. Makes a nice recovery to pull up to Hanley's bumper in turn 4, then wiggles again out of turn 4 onto the front straight. So Weiser's car looking a little unstable, and Bobby Shipp closes in to take advantage. Bobby Shipp, the 2nd leading winner of 2008-2009 with 1 win on this season, dives to the inside of Weiser and moves into 2nd spot behind the rookie Pat Hanley. Weiser back to 3rd behind Bobby Shipp and Pat Hanley. Hanley has led numerous times in his rookie season. Still looking for a first heat or feature checkered flag, and with one of the division's best, the former Charger champion, Bobby Shipp, moving to his outside. Hanley tries to slam the door. Shipp predicted it and got on the binders, but they nearly made contact on the back straight. Weiser still in 3rd. Lonnie Hoffman now challenging Chris Brink for 4th. Bobby Shipp sets up in the outside lane, then crosses to the inside. On the back straight, Shipp now makes his first inside bid for the lead with Hanley on the outside, and Bobby Shipp becomes the race leader on lap 10 of 25. Hanley 2nd, Weiser 3rd, Brink in 4th. Now Brink pulling away from Lonnie Hoffman, who was challenging him moments ago. Chris Brink trying to mount some pressure on the 17 of J.P. Weiser. Brink with a very loose handling race car tonight as points leader. Bobby Shipp, the race leader, with 1 victory on the season. Coming into tonight, he is 35 points back of leader Chris Brink in the 5th position of the championship chase. But Shipp sees the crossed flags first, halfway home in this final feature event of the evening on K-Site night. And a spin in turn 4. Vince Cater goes around all by himself. The division rookie in car 27 will slow the action just past the halfway point. Green flag is back out. Bobby Shipp and Pat Hanley leading J.P. Weiser, Chris Brink, and Lonnie Hoffman back to the green flag. J.P. Weiser pulling up to the rear bumper of rookie Pat Hanley while race leader Bobby Shipp cruises away with the lead. Now Chris Brink challenging for 3rd. Brink in his preferred high groove, moving to the outside of young J.P. Weiser. Brink's car handling loose, Weiser's car handling unstable, and yet they are wheel to wheel for third, and they touch in turn 4. Lonnie Hoffman is right there with this battle. Some more bumper-to-bumper contact that time between Brink and Weiser. Oh, and there is big-time contact on the back straight. The battle for third overheats with points leader Chris Brink having a suspension malfunction and tagging the outside wall. Bobby Ship, Pat Hanley, J.P. Weiser, now Lonnie Hoffman lead him back to the green. And Jonathan Heilman spins on the front straight, but able to continue on. Meanwhile, Pat Hanley reclaims the lead early in this feature event after starting on the pole. Hanley led a couple of feature laps and he makes his way back around the veteran Bobby Ship. Lap 16, he makes it official. Now Ship claims the point position back. Lonnie Hoffman is third and challenging. Lonnie Hoffman was 13 points out of the lead of the chase in this division coming into tonight. And with the misfortunes of Chris Brink, can Lonnie Hoffman gain valuable ground toward a Motordrome track title in the Wyotech Modifieds? Next time by, there will be 5 laps remaining. Top 4 are Ship, Hanley, Hoffman, and Weiser. Now Brian Ship and Adam Kostelnik go side by side. That is the battle for 5th. To go, Bobby Ship, after briefly losing the lead, is walking away from this field, leaving Lonnie Hoffman and Pat Hanley to battle for second. J.P. Weiser and Adam Kostelnik are wheel to wheel for 5th position. Make that 6th as Brian Ship is now in sole possession of 5th. Gary Scott joins this battle. It's a 3-car fight for 6th spot. Three-car battle now. 2nd, 3rd, and 4th are bumper to bumper to bumper. Hanley, Hoffman, and Ship. They are effectively miles behind the leader, but they are going to be scraping one another for 2nd spot at the finish. And we got a problem in turn 3. Adam Kostelnik goes around. Gary Scott now spinning to the bottom of turn 4. Billy Rebar stopped to avoid contact. And on the final lap, we have a caution flag. Pat Hanley will have another opportunity to restart right beside race leader Bobby Ship. Final time, green flag is out. Wheel to wheel, Ship and Hanley for the moment, but Ship breaks free on the back straight, and that may be what seals his 2nd win of the season. Hanley dropping back a car length or 2. Hoffman in 3rd. The younger Brian Ship in 4th. White flag waving for his brother, the former Charger Division champion, who's been the 2nd leading winner for 3 years in a row to Adam Kostelnik. He's been 2nd in the championship point standings for 2 years in a row to Adam Kostelnik. Now the driver of car 04 from Elizabeth, PA, Bobby Ship, becomes a repeat winner again in 2010 over Pat Hanley, Lonnie Hoffman, Brian Ship, and Chris Brink. Did you do anything different to the car to race on that slicker daylight surface as compared to this nighttime surface?
Well, I bent the car up pretty good in the first race. It's a shame you come out here every week and you would think that you'd maybe use your head a little bit, run a 35-lap race, knowing that you have another feature to finish, to kind of take it easy and let things pan out for a little bit. But to tear up a car on the first lap, it's pretty much uncalled for. So we knocked the tail out on the front end. It's still bent, but you know, it was pretty fast the way it was. I think we probably could have won both features if we didn't get taken out of the first one.
So an adjustment made for you, and yet you still come to victory lane. How about a chance to thank the sponsors and crew?
I need to thank NGR Truck and Trailer, Orama Tavern, Clancher Chiropractic, Team Nuts. Big thanks to my brother. This car was in pretty bad shape a couple weeks ago. We pretty much had to build a motor in a week to be here last week to get rained out. I got to thank KMP Performance. He helped me out a little bit, you know, trying to get the motor put back together. Thank my wife and family for supporting me every week and letting me do this and have fun.
There he is after using 2 cars to remain a championship contender. A second win of the season for Bobby Ship.